calling all millionaires and future millionaires. Welcome to Go to Millions. I'm Ari Murray. Nice to meet you. This is go-to-market strategy for the big dogs. Woof, woof. Sit back, relax, or go get your steps, or add stuff to your cart. That's 100% what I recommend you do. Whatever you do, please pay close attention to these million-dollar ideas from the biggest and baddest operators and founders in the entire world. Off we go.
My best friend's Amber. She is a senior UX UI designer by day and the owner of Propmaster by night. She has her own business, which is always the most impressive to me when people can be both incredible at a job and then also incredible at a successful business. And I don't know how she does it, but everything she makes is also handmade, which is just a whole other layer of incredible. You'll hear that she presents something to me on the virtual event and I freak out, and you're going to see why. So off we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you buy on Amazon from your phone, do you head to Safari or the Amazon shopping app? Exactly. If your business, large or small, doesn't have an app, you're missing out. Tapcart can help. Build your store's mobile app by visiting tapcart.com/millions. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Ari, and you're about to meet my friend Amber. Today, we're going to talk about million-dollar ideas, handmade art at scale. And Amber Warren is in the building. Amber, if you want to come on out. Hi, friend.
Hi, friend.
How are we?
We are great. So excited to be here with you.
I'm so happy you're here. And for anyone who's listening and can see Amber, she's wearing sparkles, but Amber always dresses for whatever presentation. We had a 7 a.m. launch and we had like a 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. prep call. And everyone was in pajamas and Amber looked like this. So we're really grateful you're here and you're very much always you, which we love.
Yes, so happy.
So how did you get into this industry, and was it intentional, or did you fall into Propmaster and all of the above?
For a bit of context, Propmaster is my side hustle where I create photo booth props that are custom, handmade, and have a high quality. So I wanted to make something with my hands. As a full-time designer, I am behind the screen a lot. So after the screen, I wanted to just make something. Like, I was always a crafty person. So I kind of fell into this because I would make props for free for people going to their events. I would be like, oh, can you not use those like boas? And like with these kind of props, you can't customize your event to them. So they were all just so generic. So I was like, I'm just going to offer these free. And then one day someone was like, Amber, you're like the master of all props. And I was like, okay, so I have a name.
Yep.
I'm going to make a logo. Yeah. And then I'm going to put it on Facebook and see what happens. So that's kind of just what I did. And then Photo Booth reached out to me and was like, oh yeah, we would love to have a meeting with you. And I was like, ooh, this is real. Okay, sick. So that was Catalina from Modern Photo Booth. I met with her and she was like, okay, so like, how do you make the props? And I was like, I just like print them out and I cut them with an X-Acto knife and it's perfect. And she like paused. She's like probably like, what is this person doing? And she was like, have you ever heard of a Cricut? And I was like, no. So a Cricut is a machine that cuts paper. And so once I realized I could do that, the business kind of just took off from there because I could create like with custom cardstock and high quality paper. And then I also could make them faster because I'm not using an X-Acto knife to cut each one out. So it was kind of like a weird natural evolution. And so then I started working with Catalina and then many other photo booths after that. Yeah, so it was like a domino effect for sure.
And then when you were like making your first batch of props, did you always envision it even at the beginning as personalization, or was it just over time you're like, oh, this could happen on my website and I could grow into it being personal for everyone?
Yeah, it was definitely over time because I would have like a set pack of wedding props, but then someone would be like, can I have my name in a speech bubble? And because my background is in graphic design, I'm like, yeah, I can do literally anything. So people would want their names. Then hashtags got really big because this was like a long time. This is like 2015.
Oh, wow.
Everyone wanted a hashtag, and I had to like limit the amount of characters because those things can get long for wedding last names. And then brands started reaching out to me, corporate, and wanting their logo and wanting like custom props to their industry. And so I was like, okay, this is a thing. And then the photo booth companies would get clients. So I would like work through the photo booth with the cool clients, and then they would work custom props. So again, it just kind of happened naturally.
So you mentioned you're a designer. And so actually Amber and I are coworkers. We work together, I'd say like 40 hours a week, but a little more than that. So when you're thinking about your first job or like when you were even studying design, did you always think that one day you would do something that was not digital, or is it like a nice retreat from digital?
Yeah, I started as a print designer actually. So not digital at all. The first like 5 years that I worked, it was like posters and brochures and logos. And then I transformed into digital because I was like, that's where everything's going. So then I started at an e-commerce agency and yeah, just like fell in love with the direct-to-consumer world. And then now here we are at Sharma Brands, working with amazing clients. And yeah, I love working digital, but I also like the handmade aspect of this. But also, it's a bit challenging because how do you scale that? Like when you're making it by yourself.
Right.
But it's fun.
Well, it's because we have the Cricut, so we don't have to use the X-Acto knife, so that it's easier.
I know. Oh my God. Yeah, I have like it down to a science now. I have 4 Cricuts at once working, and I can like feed them, and then they like do their thing, and yeah, it's a whole system.
So because you're running Propmaster, then you're also, in a full-time, really intensive role. What does your day look like, and how does Propmaster and Sharma Brands, like, how do you find time to run like a full-fledged business at the same time? Because I can barely do this. So it's very impressive to me.
I think I over-communicate to my clients a lot that this is not my full-time job. So if I do take like 3 days to answer their email, it's like, I'm still here and I will get you your props, but just give me a bit of patience. My typical day is like waking up. I would love to do a workout or go for a walk, but yeah. And then I jump into the Sharma role. And then after Sharma, if I do have to work on a prop order, I'll just do it after dinner, put on a Netflix show, kind of like, or a podcast and multitask. And then I primarily do it on the weekends. So like Saturdays, Sundays, and then ship them out. It's nice because I can just like get the like UPS to come pick them up at my house. So I don't have to do much like running around.
So you're world-class at UX UI design and at prop making. How do you go about your projects? And when you're thinking about even the initial design, are you still designing a digital file and then you're converting it, or how does it all come together?
Yeah, so it's a very big collaboration process, especially on custom props. So I'll send them a list of ideas like puns, objects, you name it. And then they're always like, can we see them before we buy it? I'm like, oh no, like you need to purchase it. And then I will send you the design file, and then you can have like some comments. So then once they purchase it, I will mock it up, sticks and all in Illustrator. And then once they give me the green light, I vectorize them all and then take out the layers. So like in a big prop order, you have to put all the green parts on one green sheet of paper. Okay. So I am still in the computer doing that. And then before I had prop makers, so I found that I was giving the props to someone to go make. So I was really only doing the digital part. And I was like, this is not really why I started this. So I started doing them myself again.
It's very much how I would expect, where you could obviously maybe find a way to have 15 people making these, but you like need to be in the art. And so it makes so much sense to me. But that's why they're so special. And then if you could recommend one piece of media, it could be a podcast, someone to follow, or a brand you look up to for the millionaires to consume that will help them level up in their own business, what would you choose? Which I know is a hard question.
Ever since I got into the direct-to-consumer world, I have loved 5 brands that I like constantly check up on. Recess, Olipop, Bagoo.
What's Bagoo?
Bagoo is they make reusable bags.
Okay.
And when they started with the reusable bag, and then now they've like exploded. They like make laptop cases, backpacks. I just love the prints that they put on them. And so it's just really inspiring because they're constantly coming out with new prints and ideas and new products. And then the plant company, I think they're really good on Instagram of like showing knowledgeable things on like how to water your plants. I'm very not good at plants. So I love looking out for their content.
And then when you're thinking of Propmaster and the way you're running your social, are you thinking like what would Bagoo do, or is it just inspiration and then you always have had like the same vision for Propmaster?
No, I definitely look out. I love like the fun and playful elements of these brands. I forgot one, Magic Spoon. So fun. I would love to do props for them. Imagine like a cute cereal bowl or like a spoon.
100%. 100%.
That would be so fun. I made some, every time I make a prop order, if I like it, I'll remake it for myself to keep because sometimes it's hard to say goodbye.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, sometimes. And so one time someone had a trade show in Vegas, so they wanted that iconic Vegas sign. And at first I was like, how am I going to make that? But I did it. So this is an example of like a highly custom one. Like there's so many layers.
Oh my God.
So many layers.
How long does that take to make?
This one would probably take about half an hour to make. So this one's like super custom. But then I wanted to make some for you as well for today. So if I had to make, I was like, I'm going to make.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, you're ready. So I said, I'm going to make 3 props for Go to Millions. What would they be? One is definitely said logo. I'm going to mail it to you.
Please. Oh my God. Okay. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I'm so sorry, but Amber just blew my mind with literally.
So, yeah. Green sparkles.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next one, which is really funny that you picked this as your emoji. Obviously, we have to get the clover emoji in there.
Love. More than anything. Love.
And on for speech bubble, a little bonjour.
Okay, I know I'm supposed to be interviewing you, but I'm blown away, floored. I wouldn't have thought that this could happen to me, but this is the best day ever. And I actually do need you to mail me those because I'm going to put them in, I think I'll just carry them around like a purse. I'll be like, oh, bonjour, millionaire, bonjour. I thank you so much. That's insane. So, okay, so for the bonjour millionaire, so you lay it out online, you make the file, and then you print it, and then you get the Cricut, and then does it have to be sealed, or does the Cricut, I'm still blown away how it,
okay.
Yes. So for that, you draw it or you design, we will talk about it.
Okay, I'll type it on my computer, in the speech bubble, type it. And then I have to make the font like an outline so that it's no longer a font, it's a shape. And then I basically have, I don't print really props anymore. I just cut them out of paper. So you'd have 2 layers of paper. The biggest thing I realized on my first order was that when you cut letters out of paper, it's kind of like when you carve a pumpkin. You know, the middle part, it's called the counter in design. So the middle part of the O or the A, those don't just happen. You have to glue them on individually. So for this one, you would glue the white and then you glue in the little middle pieces of the letters. So that was a hard realization. But once you get the hang of it, it's fine. But having the eye to perfectly center it, it's a bit much. So I spray glue the 2 pieces of cardstock together and then I hot glue a bamboo stick on there. When I started, I would just find kebab sticks at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And then I would use those. And then I was like, this is really not efficient.
There's got to be a better way. No, I am blown away. I think I forgot all my questions because I'm like thinking about how long it will take to mail it to me and where I'm going to put it. So thank you so much. You prefer shopping from your mobile, right? It's quick, easy, and if the shopping app is seamless, so is the experience. And if that's how you think, that's how your customers think. So why does your Shopify store not have a mobile app? It's time to put that right. Doesn't matter if your business is large or small. Give your customers the experience they deserve with a well-designed mobile app. Want to know more? Visit tapcart.com/millions today. So, for marketing inspiration for Propmaster, because obviously some of the brands you mentioned, like Recess and Olipop, they are direct to consumer, but I know you spend a lot of time direct to wholesale or working with accounts that you are close to that are in the like wedding industry. So where do you find inspiration on how to run Propmaster? Or do you just kind of see the situation and run case by case?
Yeah, I kind of watch relationships at work. Like you are great with clients and I'm not a client like person.
Not
really in my day to day. Like I'm not taking like requests and like putting out fires with them. That's all. That's you. You help us with that. So I kind of learn from my surroundings, and then with being like business to business with the photo booths, I find word of mouth is really good. And so one photo booth will talk to the other photo booth and see where they get their props. And because photo booths have a lot of returning customers themselves and different themes and events, 42% of my orders are repeat customers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So once I make that one connection with them and it goes well, then I'll see like increase of more events from them. And I kind of just build that relationship with them. And then they end up talking to someone else. The photo booth industry is like insane. If anyone is wanting to get into the photo booth world, there is one site called the Photo Booth Edit that is coming out with like resources, courses on how to run a photo booth business. And so she uses my props and in all her stock photos.
We love her then. Yes, show support that. And then when you're thinking about the mobile experience of showcasing Propmaster, like what comes to mind for you? Because you have socials, but then you also are running like a straight up e-com store. So how do you represent the like personal in the digital?
The first time that I started in the digital world, I was like, okay, I need to like move from Etsy to Shopify immediately. I was finding that I was really limited in Etsy, having to go in their messages and talk to people. So once I started learning how to design Shopify stores, I designed my own and then worked with my friend Becky to develop it. I tell her that I owe her free props for life. I'm like, do you have a birthday coming up? Like, do you need props?
A little bit.
So when we redesigned, we designed from scratch, built the custom store by scratch, and we designed mobile and then desktop. And I really wanted to make it easy for people to take out their phone and build their photo booth bundle, because originally I had like a 10, 15, and 20 pack. And people would come to me and email me being like, can I have this one from the 20 pack? Can I have this one from the 5 pack? And I was like, so I'd have to make them a custom order, send it to them. And
who's got the time?
Exactly. There was so much admin work in that. And so now we have like a stepper process on your phone that's like, how many props do you want? And then the prices vary depending how many you get in your box to increase that AOV. And then the next one is you pick the theme that you're looking for, and then you build, and you can choose and select whichever props you want into your box. And then we made a feature that you have to put in your event date, because if your event date is coming up in 2 weeks, we can make you the order, but it's going to automatically charge an express fee to that order.
Good for you.
And it like comes in. So that was an exciting feature because you can like pick through on the calendar. Becky was like, this is the most like insane build. Like, fine.
It's fine. We need it.
Yeah. And then on mobile, I kept like the CTAs at the bottom or like going next, because it's so easy to like for your thumb and like that user experience. So I definitely wanted to keep that in mind. One thing on my site right now, though, is I installed a widget, which I always like. I'm like, oh, clients, they install widgets here at the bottom.
Unlocks my design.
I'm that person now. So if you go to mobile, there is a widget and it is doing weird things, but that'll be phase 2. I tried to turn it off. It didn't work.
No, but I back to what you said around the rush fee. We do the same thing where even when we're like designing for clients, we got into a bit of a trick where we had like an internal deadline, but then we have that piece of our Asana process where it's the drop dead live date where like it actually needs to go live. And I think that that's a good little margin for you or for anyone who has a business to be like, okay, if I'm going to take the time to rush this, obviously there needs to be a rush fee, but then for you internally to know like the actual date, because the rush fee is, I think, like people then are not able to specify, and so they don't know if it'll actually happen. But if you know the date, and then if there's a rush fee, then it can actually come true. So I think that's genius, and it probably helps everyone feel more comfy.
Oh, 100%, because these props, like I've definitely run into instances where I will get an order and then the date will be like soon. And if you miss that date, that photo booth might not be able to use those props again because they're so custom. Like if they have a Western event, when are they ever going to use that again, you know? Or if it's like a birthday. So it is very like stressful sometimes. So I try to like get them out right away.
I love it. And then we're only as good as happy we can keep our community. How do you think about building your community at Propmaster? And especially because you have 42% repeat order rates, how do you think about keeping the people that support Propmaster like in your fold?
Asking how their business is going and being invested in them and wanting to make them look good is really important to me. So like if they have like a special client that I'd have to go like an extra step for them, I will. Like say I do have to show those designs before I send the list if the deadline's tight. I think also owning my mistakes. Like I have had shipping errors before where like yoga props went to the Western party and the Western props went to the yoga retreat. And it's kind of just like owning that and sending like a sorry prop. I've done that before.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, just like admitting that I'm not perfect and this is not like full-fledged business, you know?
I think it is.
Yeah, I like a side hustle, but yeah, there are imperfections in it as I learn and grow. But yeah, and I just love following up and seeing what clients they're getting and being excited about that for them.
So you originally started the business on Etsy. How long were you on Etsy before you were like, I need to have my own personalized website. I need to control like this experience. I need to bundle, because it's a big endeavor to move out of Etsy.
Yeah, I wasn't on it long. I think I'm still on it. I don't know why. And there's like one prop up there probably, but maybe 6 months. And I was like, no, gotta go.
Gotta prioritize it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what is on your wish list? Because as you know, at Go to Millions, we're big online shoppers. Did you buy anything recently? Is there anything you want?
Okay, personally, I would love the iPhone 14, but I'm debating between Starlight and Purple. I don't know which one I want. And then for Propmaster, there is a machine called the Glowforge, which is like a Cricut, but it's a laser, so you can cut like acrylic and like harder materials. So my eyes are on that.
Both of those answers don't surprise me in the very least. I'm so happy to hear it. I love how we're definitely getting the iPhone 14, but the color choice just keeps us up. For me, I'll take the white one or the black one and I'm good, but I love you for it. And Carly just asked a question, which is, what's a dream brand you would love to create props for? Which I would love to know too.
Okay, so Magic Spoon we mentioned, and then Olipop, and I'm just gonna keep Baboon to the moon. I love that brand. Anything like fun and colorful and poppy.
And what I love about you is you call it like a little side hustle and a little baby business, but I've seen some of the clients that you've created props for, and they're very world famous, and they're at like big parties that are happening around the world. So I think it's sweet that you're so humble, but this is like a real full-fledged, like, you got some logos that I'm very proud of you for. So it's amazing.
I think my favorite one this year, and a mind-blowing one, was I had a photo booth that was at the SpaceX holiday party. And she was like, we need props. And I think I had to do them within 24 hours. But it's like projects like that, you don't say no. You make props late at night. So we made like a gingerbread man who had an astronaut hat on and helmet. And then a rocket ship with the gingerbread man going up in space. And I think we had like a speech bubble, like Christmas on Mars. So that was a really fun one. And then my other favorite client is Broadway across Canada. So working on like Cinderella, Mamma Mia, those, like the Cinderella one was insane. I'm like, my childhood and like my love for Disney is combining, and props.
I love it.
Crazy.
This is an ad hoc question, but you're getting married in August. Are you creating your own props?
Yes, I think that it would be a very big mistake if I did not create my own props. And I already have the photo booth set up, and we're going to exchange services. She's going to be the photo booth, and then I'm going to give her like graphic design skills. So
I love her.
Very
That's
excited
perfect.
about that.
And then my last question for you is, when you think about how you got your start or just your career, is there one person you want to thank?
For design, I would want to thank my high school teacher, Mr. Thompson, because I had a brochure that was due for like law, and I did not do well on the knowledge part of it, but I did like flawless on the execution. So that teacher was like, have you ever considered graphic design? And Mr. Thompson made me a course, like he made like a little separate course for me to do logo design in grade 10, which is
no
insane.
way.
Yeah, they didn't even have like Mac computers. It was just PCs, and I still have those logos, and oh my God, they're terrible. But it was just so nice that he like introduced me to this world that I would never know without him. And then for Propmaster, it's definitely Catalina who introduced me to that Cricut.
The Cricut, the automator of all automators. I love this. Well, last thing for you is please plug yourself. Where can we find Propmaster, and how can the millionaires support you?
Amazing. Propmaster.ca, because I am in Canada. And that is for my website, and you can build a box there, or there's a custom order form. I would love to work on any custom props for any brand. And then you can follow me on Instagram at amber.propmaster.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Amber. Thank you, Tapcart, for letting us be here today. And thank you all for listening. It means a lot to us, and we will see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. It was a pleasure talking with you. Keep up to date with Go to Millions by subscribing wherever you get your podcasts. And if you learned something with us here today, tell a friend for me, will ya? Thank you again, and let's chat soon. Bye!